Yeah, welcome to this tutorial. I'm Chidubem. I'll be staying with you again this week, and we are still doing string. You understand? So we proceed to our VS Code, and the first thing I need to tell you is that the methods we have been treating, you can actually get them from the terminal by just saying dir anything. Assuming we want to find the various methods for integers, we can just provide it with one integer, maybe 5. It will give us the various methods for that integer. For integers, you see, for integers we have all these methods from byte, img, numerator, real to byte, all those stuffs, you understand? Then, but we are doing string, so let's provide it with a string, and we will get the various methods we can apply to strings. You can see all these ones with double underscores. They are actually particular with the interpreter, so they are not methods. The methods we have are those without the double underscores, like capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, and all of that. So what I'm trying to tell you today is we won't be teaching you everything here, because as you can see, we only even have 4 weeks, and to tell you the fact, even 3 years, 4 years won't be able to teach you everything about Python, because it keeps growing. People keep developing libraries, people keep developing modules, people keep developing other methods, you understand? So what you need to do is, if you get the string, you do the same thing I've done. You go online, you know what each of them does, you practice with them. That is how you learn string, and you can use it in your data processing, you understand? So, as you can see, yes, we'll be doing find, we'll be doing index, we'll be doing count, we'll be doing formatting of strings. I've already written a program that will make it more fun. I know maybe you've not done conditions, but I just want to make it more fun. So let's just remove this dir stuff, if you understand. So what's my code doing? In line 5, remember that from line 1 to 4 are just comments, you understand? Then on line 5, I assign to a value in form of string. I am a boy. I used it the other day, so let's still use it today. In that I'm a boy, let's comment these stuffs out. So let's see whether we can comment like this. Yes. Okay. Yes, we can comment like that. So you can comment a full line of code like this too, without, if it's one line of code, you can use hash, but if it's many line of code, you can try this one out, and it works. So we'll start with find I. What this does is it brings out the index. If you do find I, it will give you 0, because in this thing, the index of I is 0. Let's try it out. You see, that is 0. Then what if we provide it with a character that is not there? As you can see, in I am a boy, we don't have Q. It will give us -1. Let's try it out. You see, that is -1. So how does find method work? Find method works by giving us the index of the character we've given to it, and then if the character is not there in the string, it will give us a default -1. Remember, it is not only by writing I. Even if you write I am, it will still give you 0. You see? Even if you write I am A, it will still give you 0. So what do I mean by that now? It picks out the first character in the argument you've given to it, and then finds the position in the original string. As you can see, this is the original string. This is a method caller, this dot. This is a method find. Then it takes argument. You understand? So I am A is an argument, and in this case it takes the I and looks at A and check the index, and it brings you out the index. If it doesn't see that, it will give you error. So let's use Q here. Let's know what will happen. This is how to learn. This is -1, showing you that it picked only the first character, neglecting the others. Use the first character, check for the occurrence, and brings it out. What if we use A? Because A occurred 2 times, it will show you the first occurrence. You understand? So A in this case is 2, but it brought out the first occurrence of A, and it prints out the index. That is how it works. So if the character is not in the original string, it gives you -1. That is the default. If it's in the original string, it gives you the index. You understand? So let's see. I developed a loop stuff that will make it more fun. You can make Python fun than writing. You can make it fun. I use the condition. I said user input. That means you should give me your own input. Let's comment this out and focus on the condition. User inputs. If I run this program, it will run line 5. It will store I'm a boy in A. It will run line 9. It will demand for an input from the user, that is from the terminal. I'll be the one to give it the input. On line 12, it will tell me, it will now run conditions on the input I've provided it with. It will use the input. For example, if I gave it A, it will check. If A is in I am a boy, it will give me the index automatically. If it's not in I am a boy, it will tell me this character does not exist in the original string. So what was I trying to do? I was trying to bypass the default -1. Instead of it giving me -1, it will give me this character does not exist in the original string. That is what my code is doing. You don't need to know it now, because you can still you will still do conditions. But if you know it now, it will be fun to you. You understand? So let's run it. You see, it's telling me what should I look up for you. I will tell it B. It will tell me 7. Yes, because of what? The index of B there is 7. Let's check whether it's correct. It can never make mistake because this is computer. It will only make mistake when there is error. So this is it. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I told you that space is also a character. So our system is also correct. Let's provide it with Q, because Q is not there. Let me raise this up. If Q is not there, instead of it giving us -1, it will give us this character does not exist in the original string. You see how we bypassed -1, and we are trying to force the system to tell us, instead of -1, tell us the character does not exist in the original string. And this is fun, I bet you. So I think we are done with this. Okay, let's check to know whether it will find the index of the one that is there again. Let's say A. It will give us 2. So it's working perfectly fine. You understand? We can do the index. We've done the find. I want you to go further and learn other ways to use find, other arguments to put in find, and how to make use of it to do stuff. You understand? So then what are we doing? We are using index. Index is just like find, but index won't give you -1. It will give you error. So this code we've written here, we will be using exception handling because we know it's giving us error. So we won't be using if else. But let's try if else to know whether it will work. If user input in A, then we say print a dot index user input, else print a dot, okay, print this cannot be found. Let's see, let's comment this out. We know this already. Then okay, let's comment from here to here. We know this already. You understand? So let's run this. It will tell us to give it inputs. Maybe we say A. Okay, A is there. Let's see what is not there. Okay, this cannot be found. So it is still right. But there's something I wanted to tell you. There's something I wanted to tell you. For index, it is giving us no, it is giving us no default. It will give us value error. It will give us value error. So let's say, okay, let's comment this out. We don't want this to run, so we are commenting it out. Let's use the same A in line 5. Let's say we have print a dot index q. Remember that q is not in I'm a boy. Let's see the output to show you the difference between find and index. You see, it's giving us error. But assuming we use find, it will give us -1. If we use index, it will give us error. Let's see whether index works like find too. Like if we provide I am, let's see whether it will pick the I and find the index. So it's picking the I and finding the index, giving us 0. So you've seen the differences between find and index. There must be other differences. So it's left for you to browse Google and find the other differences. So let's use formatting of string formatting. And after this, I think I will end. So we can say print F. This is a good way to format. Username. This is a variable. Oh, username. Okay, it's not username, it's user input we used. And remember, we'll remove the comment so that it will appear. Yes, you can say user input. Then here you can say another formatting. You can now say a dot find user input. I know it is like sorry, it is now looking somehow to you, but I will explain, and I think once I explain, you understand it better. So what is it doing? What this my code will do, forget about okay, let's use find and do another one that we have index. They are doing the same thing, but I just want you to understand what we are doing. User input, then we have another formatting, a dot index user input. Yes, this is it. Let's remove this. Remember, these things are comments, so it's just like having line 9, line 29. Okay, let me bring, there's no problem. It's just like having line 5, line 9, line 28 and 29 as our code. Other ones are comment, they won't run. So what I'm telling it is, I'm assigning I'm a boy to A. After assigning it, I'm now telling it to accept input from the user. I named it user input. After accepting user input, I'm now telling it to print what will be here will be user input. Then colon, what will now be printed here is the index of that particular user input. So if I run it, it will tell me, what should I look up for you? A. You see what it will print. You see A is the user input. The index is 2. The other one using index. A is the user input. The index is 2. So let's use I am. In this case, what I'm trying to do is, because we know that when we input A and am, it will give us the same index. So I'm trying to tell you what you've given and what the interpreter have given to you. Because if I put A there, it will give me A colon 2. If I put am there, it will give me it will now give me am colon 2. So that am and A is now the difference, because we know that it picks the first alphabet to get the index. So you understand? It's just like playing with the codes, you understand? So assuming I put am, it will give me am2. So what's the summary of all this? The summary is index find does do the same thing, and then our line 28 and 29, we've tried to format string to force something to be in string without it originally being there. If you see this user input is variable. We are trying to force that variable to be a string. And here, this a.find user input is also not a variable, but we are trying to force it to enter into that variable. You understand? So I urge you to check out how to use other formatting functions like format. There is one we call format. Maybe I will teach it too. And there is one we call using this. They are all formatting stuff. Using this is for numbers, integers or something. Using this and then using this to format. Check this out, and then in our next class we will continue. Do what I told you. Do print dir and check the methods, check Google, and in our next class we'll be faster. Thank you once again, and I'm happy to be with you today. Thank you. God bless you.